What's up, YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my faithful patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to talk about how is it possible to get up to $50,000 in personal loans with bad credit and no credit check. One of the things that I found out in terms of where the money comes from is going to be very interesting, because some of us have been to this here place. We love going to this place, but we did not know that they actually give loans for people with bad credit, or if you don't have no credit. So the thing about it, what I'm going to share in this video, you're going to be like, wow, I did not know that, because it's definitely something that's going to shock you. Now, you may be trying to raise up to $50,000 because you're probably trying to get your first real estate investment, or you may be trying to get into Bitcoin or any type of cryptocurrency while the market is dipping, or you may be trying to get into Toro. Whatever the situation is, this is how you actually find the money. Now, again, if you're an individual with bad credit and no credit, these are the lenders that you may want to have to turn to. Now, understand that because you have no credit and bad credit, the interest rates on the money is going to be high. But don't worry about that, because I got a strategy to help you minimize that interest rate, okay? So just hold on. Now, MONEYMUTUAL, all right? So MONEYMUTUAL, they do a soft pull on the credit, or so you don't have to worry about the credit. If you don't got no credit, you don't got no credit, right? But you have to have income, of course, and so the average minimum income is about 800. You can borrow up to 5,000, but you have to have a checking account. This is the one of the reasons, like a lot of people, they like, well, they turn me down. Well, and you ask them, well, do you have a checking account? Well, no. So because you may not have that resource for them to verify. So I'm not saying that you're scamming or whatever, but if you don't have a checking account, how are they going to deposit the money? Now, some lenders, they may deposit it on a prepaid card or whatever, but MONEYMUTUAL does not state that in their terms, okay? So even if you have a bounce check or you just have some credit issues, MONEYMUTUAL will be able to help find you a loan. Now, there's CASHUSA Personal Loans. And here's something that's very interesting. Again, you don't have to have credit, or even if you have bad credit, okay? So what it is, instead of them actually doing a credit check, they're looking at your job history and your monthly income to verify, to help you qualify for a loan. So even if you don't have no credit, that's okay. Do you have a job? How long you been on this job? Uh, if you're retired, how much is your Social Security benefits? Are you receiving any type of annuities or any type of settlements and stuff like that? That's how they determine if you qualify for a loan through them. Now, and they have a very high approval rate as well. Now, you can borrow from 500 to 10,000 with them. But again, you have to have a checking account. And the unfortunate thing about it, they they not only work with state licensed lenders, but tribal lenders as well. Remember, I told you guys there's financial institutions out there beside the banks that you can actually go to. And there's another lender that most people are not aware of that I'm going to talk about as well. But when you go to these casinos, okay, and you using your money for gambling, they take that money and they loan it out. Okay, they loan that money out, so they're making money over there. So they take your money and they make money off of you and they loan it out. So don't think that, hey, these casinos and stuff are just making money off of you. No, 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 no. The money they make off of you when you're at the casinos, they're loaning that money out and they're making more money on their money. Okay, but Cash USA, again, they have a high The interest rates is high, but you have a higher chance of being approved. Okay, if you just want up to 10,000, but we're going to go higher than that. Now you have Opportune personal loans. Understand that Opportune, they don't operate in all states as well. They operate up to, I think it's like 15 states, okay? But it's no credit score, limited credit history, or stronger credit. Now, as a new borrower, you can borrow anywhere from 300 up to 6,000, and then if you a second time or longer borrower, you can go from 6,000 to 10,000. So that's the reason, like I said, they don't do a hard pull on your credit report, so you don't have to worry about any type of inquiries, but you have to be making at least $5,000, excuse me, $500 a month. Then you have One Main Financial, and a lot of people are familiar with them. I actually made a video explaining the whole scenario with One Main Financial. So if you want to see that video, just put a comment below, hey Houston, can I see that video? Now here's the interesting thing about it. Again, if you don't have no credit, that will not disqualify you. But you do have to have a bank account. Now their loans go anywhere from 1,500 up to 20,000. So the average income to get qualified, that's just the average is 45. That doesn't mean you have to be making 45, okay? But that's just the average. And they do charge origination fees, all right? Now you have bad credit loans. Now bad credit loans is another lender network. You can borrow up to 10,000, all right? Now, people with no credit or credit less than 500 have been able to get approved with them. And so, in terms of if you really don't know your credit score, when you're filling out the application, there's a drop down button that says not sure, and they will still be able to help you find lenders. Now, let's talk about personal loans. Personalloans.com. Again, you don't have to have no credit. But here's the interesting thing. They do peer-to-peer loans. So what it is that you as an individual, say that you have good credit, okay? And say that you got a business credit card, right? And you wanted to actually make money with that business credit card. What they do is you can actually max out your business credit card to a peer-to-peer lender, loan the money out, and they charge interest on that money, and you get paid the interest for loaning your money out. Now the reason I'm telling you why would use a business card and instead of a personal credit card is because certain business cards, if you max it out, then it still won't affect your personal credit, and that way you're still able to get more funding. So if you want to learn how to set up your business so that you can qualify for business credit cards, click the link in the description and check out three-way funding at HoustonMcMiller.net for that. But this is something that's important. So people have business credit cards, but they're like, Dad, I don't want to open up a business, but I still want to make money with it. So this is loaning your money out through peer-to-peer platforms. You can definitely make money with your money. All right. So with personal loans, they offer peer-to-peer loans, personal bank loans, as well as personal installment loans. Now their loans go anywhere from 1,000 up to $35,000. There you do have to have a checking account. The unfortunate thing about it, they don't operate in Arkansas, Georgia, or New York, okay? But I got you, New York, so don't worry about that. Credit Loans is another company. They have a high approval rates with credit loan up to 90% chance of approval. Now, the minimum credit score, you don't have to have a credit score. They don't do income verification. Now, Credit Loans is a platform, a network platform that shops your application around. Now, in terms of like when you approve, the person that approves you, they would want to see like your ID and maybe a couple pay stubs. But at the same time, they with credit loans themselves, they would not put a hard inquiry on your uh, credit report. But you have to have a bank account. unfortunately, they're not available in Connecticut. And their loans, if you have bad credit, the maximum amount you can borrow with bad credit is up to $5,000. Okay, but their loan minimum goes from $250 up to $40,000. All right. Now, Upstart. Upstart Personal Loans, and you guys, I made a video really explaining this. You don't have to have a credit score to get a loan from Upstart. The minimum income is 12,000. You do have to have a job or proof of income. So even if you have a part-time job, so if you're driving for like Uber, Lyft, Instacart, if you're doing those type of gig jobs and stuff like that, and it's going into your bank account, this is where you can go to get loans at. Okay, this is another lender. Like I said, with these type of loans, the interest rate may be higher, but at the same time, if you need the money, you need the money. All right, so their loans go anywhere from 1,000 up to 50,000. All right, now here's something that's interesting. They do look at your credit. Okay, they don't do a hard inquiry, but if you don't have a credit score, then they have other metrics, and those other metrics is whether you have a college education, how long you've been on your job, how long you've been at your household. That's the reason I've had a client. He had a telephone number for like 20 years. 20 years he had that phone number, and he got rid of that phone number. And I told him, hey, see, can you get that number back? The reason is because certain databases, when they're picking up this information, this is how they can help qualify you for a loan, because they're using other metrics. So if you still have that phone number and stuff, that's a data point that they can use to help you qualify, okay, other than checking your personal credit. So this is the reason why I tell people there's so many data points out there on you. You have to make sure that you keep up with the information. All right. Now, again, you have to have a bank account. You have to have a valid email. Again, in terms of soft pull, like I said, they use other metrics, but they also use companies like Clarity. They use companies like DataX. So Clarity is owned by Experian. DataX is owned by Equifax. Factor Trust is owned by TransUnion. And they offer loans in all 50 states. Okay, that's the good thing about it. So if you're in New York or some of those other states that don't offer loans, then Upstart could possibly help you. And again, in terms of like no proof of income or whatever, until they actually until you actually take the offer that they're offering you. Okay, now if you don't have no credit, if you have bad credit, and you're trying to boost your credit score up within the next 45 days. People said 30, but again, the data metrics in terms of when they report. So you got companies like Grow Credit and Perch. So you have subscriptions, Hulu, Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music, car insurance, gym membership. When you have those type of subscriptions, those are trade lines that can be reported on your credit score to help boost up your credit, okay, because those are positive primary trade lines. I know people be trying to buy primary trade lines, and it's like, hey, these systems will actually report primary trade lines from this resources from the subscriptions you already have. You also, like I said, with the pledge loan, credit builder loans, they help. So a lot of people, they have revolving credit, but they do not have any loans. And so it kind of throws the file off. So having a pledge loan or a credit builder loan helps balance out the file. Now you can sign up for Experian Boost. And for any of you guys that have signed up for Experian Boost, put a comment below. Let me know how many points did it boost up your Experian score. Now you can also remove inquiries. When you have no credit, bad credit, you get a lot of inquiries and stuff, but you actually can get those inquiries removed. With Experian, you can do it over the phone. Sometimes it can get done within 24 hours. With Equifax TransUnion, you have to send in your ID utility bill in order to dispute those inquiries. Also adding authorized users to help you with your FICO 9. People say, oh, authorized users don't work. Again, that's in reference to counting on the FICO 8 when pulling a credit card, like say from Bank of America, Chase, Citibank. But like Wells Fargo, authorized users help to build the credit. All right. Now, you have the extra debit card app and One Financial. So since you have bad credit or you don't have no credit, you're using a debit card a lot, right? So because you're using a debit card a lot, you can actually use that debit card to report all of your monthly transactions for a trade line. So your debit card can actually help build up your credit. Then you have like companies like BoomPay and Rental Karma. So say that your landlord or you're sharing rent with somebody and you're not getting any type of trade line for it. You can sign up with BoomPay. BoomPay reports up to 24 months. Rental Karma, they report. Even Perch, they actually report up to 6 months. But the reason that you want that is that if you sign up with these companies, reporting those, helping you report some type of rent payments, that would actually help you qualify for a mortgage. Not only that, that would actually help you qualify for better interest rates on loans and credit cards as well. And so, say that you're a roommate and you're giving them cash, then stop doing that. Okay, what you want to do, you want to sign up with a company like Plastic and send them like a payment that way. That way you can have a record that you are paying rent. And then companies like BoomPay, Perch, or Rental Karma, they'll take that data from Plastic and report it as a trade line on your personal credit. So that's how you actually can build your credit up within 30 to 45 days. Now, if you have any questions about business credit, personal credit, click the link in the description and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.